Hello, welcome back to another video. Today we got some good old Hero Hayakus. High Guard launch day has been terrible. Oh no. Okay, that's odd.
It's HIGHGUARD.
But yeah. Honestly, I've seen like one thing about a High Guard, and that was a negative review. And it was a little like 20, I wouldn't even say that. I think it was like a little 10-second clip that said that this person said that their issue with High Guard was that it's a 3v, I think they said it was a 3v3, but it plays like an extraction shooter, and the maps are too big for the amount of players. Essentially, the maps are too big for just a 3v3, and that the maps need more players. From what that's literally all I've seen about High Guard was that, and that's why this individual didn't like it.
Launch day, and the game's only been out for a number of hours now. And I was curious to see both the gameplay and some public sentiment on this game already. So I went to some of the top most viewed streamers for High Guard this morning, taking a look at both their gameplay and also hoping to find their opinions and also to see what the chat was saying about this. And spoiler alert, it's not looking good at all for this game. And so in this video, we'll take a look at the opinions of some of the most watched.
I think some people were calling this literally Concord 2.0. Let's see here. High Guard. All right, let's see. No, why would I want to go to shopping? I want to go to images. Yeah, I can see it. I can see how some people are making the comparison to Concord, saying this is Concord 2.0. This is just off of the character design. 8 characters, 6 bases, 5 maps. You have mounts and 10 weapons, plus 3 raid tools. Wait, so okay, well, he said they're gonna show gameplay, so I guess my answers will be about gameplay will be we're rather. I said that's so botched. My questions about the gameplay will be answered. So yeah, let's
streamers who have streamed this game today. That being streamers like Tim the Tatman, Flats, Necros, Doki Bird, and Boger. And
I honestly just feel sorry for everyone who paid for this game and then realized it was a waste of money. Not gonna lie. This is why, like, my literal games radar for like games that are gonna come out, I'll literally read what's on my wish list for let's see here. Let's see, stuff that hasn't released yet. We have Total War Warhammer 40K. That's literally at the top for obvious reasons. I have SCP right there. I have the Hellraiser revival game that they announced. Fate Trigger, although I think that's already out. Yeah, that's already in my library, so that can be removed. Is this also... No, this hasn't released. Oh, this doesn't release till next year? All right, interesting. We also got WTF, Waifu Tactical Force. We got Subnautica 2 that's in there. But honestly, based off of what I've seen and whatnot, from like what the publisher is doing to the devs and whatnot and all the drama, I'm like, it's on my wish list just there for when it drops. I don't want to see. I also got Darksiders 4 because I have the other ones. I also have Active Matter because that one's for Leaflet. I have Union Syndrome, Rhythm Psychosis. Interesting. Oh, it's an anime game. That's why. That's why. It reminded me of Needy Streamer Overload. And Warhammer 40K Dawn of War 4. Even though I don't have 3, I heard 4 was going back to like the original gameplay of like 1 and 2. It's like going back. So like essentially all the stuff that they got from Dawn of War 3 that everyone hated, they're removing and they're replacing it with like the stuff that everyone loved from Dawn of War 1 and 2. That's basically what I heard. Not to mention we finally have a Primarch. So cool. Oh, so dope. So yeah, we have the Lion, I think, is who's going to be in this one. So yeah, that's gonna be cool. I also need to play the other ones. But yeah, that's literally what's on my wish list for Steam, for like games I'm looking out for. And I know there are some games that I'm also having my ear out for, like the Oh, all right, that's cool. I'm glad I closed an application that's not even supposed to close fully. It's supposed to minimize when I press the X button. That's how I have it in settings, only for it to close and kill my mic. That's fun. That's fun. Sorry for like the little weird silence. But yeah, anyway, let's continue.
I will put timestamps there for you to make it convenient for you to skip around if you'd like. Before we get into that, though, some analytical information, some data about this game. And so far, that's also looking horrible. What's really crazy is the player count.
Yeah, I saw the Steam chart. Like, it like peaked real high, then it fucking dipped. I have never seen a game like just dip that quickly on release.
For this game is already declining on launch day.
Yeah.
The player retention is really bad for this game. The all-time peak player count, which of course is the peak for today too, since it just came out, was 97K. And
I mean, that's not bad. In my opinion, for an online game, I feel like 97K isn't that bad compared to what other stuff. Let's see. I'm actually curious now. How much is New World getting? How many players does New World have? Because New World is shutting down. That was supposed to be Amazon's, like, oh my god, it's going to be our fucking MMO. Our MMO. Then they just let it die and instead focused on Lost Ark when that went on a global release. So yeah, they can go fuck themselves with that one. Let's see here. Steam DB. Steam DB. All. Steam database. Come on, hurry up. Search for New World Aeternum. Bro, they're not even 465 players in game right now. Oh, that's sad. That's sad. To me, that's sad. Cause I pre-ordered, like, dude, I don't even want to fucking talk about this. It's so depressing. The only reason I fucking know about this game is literally because I pre-ordered it to play with my ex, only for the bitch. Sorry, I shouldn't. I won't be that way. Only for this individual woman to dump me as I'm recovering from a surgery. I won't get into the specifics of what it was, but she dumps me as I'm recovering from surgery and starts dating another guy she's playing the game with. And I'm like, okay, cool. That's lovely. So yeah, I have bitter fucking memories with this game, but I also had some good memories, like got me through like just the grind of like just being bored out of my mind. A whole bunch of other shit, but it's like, again, but at the same time, I'm like, God, I can't believe I fucking wasted my money. That's how I see it at the end of the day now. I can't believe I just wasted my money on that game. I should try to get a refund for it, not gonna lie.
Even dropping all the way down to 54K as of recording. Now, generally, on a launch day for a game, the player count progresses throughout the day as people get off work, get out of school, etc., download, install the game. And then in the coming days and weeks, it's a question of how much that player count can retain those levels. But for HIGHGUARD, on launch day, within hours, they're already dropping significantly. I mean, 97K to 54K, that's terrible. And it might keep getting worse as the day progresses. And then there's the review score, which, as you can see, only has about 20% giving it a thumbs up.
I'm actually looking at the 21.7 out of 9K reviews. Bro, that's wild. Because Concord, with 849 reviews had a 68.97. Like, damn, 66.22 if you don't hover it. Actually curious, I want to see. Launch this game. Oh no, I want to look at the charts. 1 week, 1 year. I want to zoom in. I just wanna see the okay, why can't I? I don't like that I can't zoom in. Wait, there we are. So let's see here. I want to look at the 1 weeker for its launch date. Interesting. Yeah, even Concord, I feel like had. Well, no, it didn't. It had 600 players. I think at launch, but I don't think it died that fast, did it? No, it died pretty quickly. Anyways,
Meaning about 80% of the reviews are negative. That gives it an overwhelmingly negative review score on Steam. And then this is just hilarious. So the official HIGHGUARD trailer was posted on their official channel here on youtube.com.
That trailer is 25 minutes long. What trailer needs to be 25 minutes long? And that's coming from me, who turns a simple 8-minute video react into like a full-blown 30-40-minute video. Sorry about that. I just got a lot to say.
Just a few hours ago this morning, and they had instantly locked the comments. So that's not
sad.
Exactly a show of confidence from the HIGHGUARD team. Really quick, I want to mention the memes and jokes about this game being Concord 2. I think they're funny, but like, let's be real. Concord, as bad as HIGHGUARD's looking right now, I mean, it's looking pretty dang bad. Not even just like subjectively, but like the analytical data.
It's already, even if the numbers make it look bad, at least it still has a higher player retention than Concord did. I was literally just talking about that. Concord had like 600 players at launch, I think, is what I saw. And it dipped like in a day from like 600 down to like 250 nearly. I was like, bro, damn, that's wild. That's more than half.
It's horrible. But it is also a far cry from how bad Concord is. That's also objective. I mean, what did that...
Yeah, Concord had to shut down in a week. That's how bad it was. Literally, it lasted a week. Then the devs were like, not enough people are playing this game. We have to shut it down.
Game have at launch. I think it was under... Was it under 2,500 players? Hold on, let me check that really quick. Yeah, so the beta peaked at around 2,400 players, and I'm even rounding that up. I'm being nice. It's even worse than that.
Aww.
And then the Concord all-time peak was 697 concurrent players. That is
yeah, that's literally what I saw right here when I pulled it up. Yeah. Oh, no, for me, it says the top players on August was 607. 607 top players for Concord. So yeah, it's insane. The third day, it looks like it hits around. All right, so I was a little off. It wasn't that low, but it does. You do see like a slow dip. Like it's still like by the time it hit from the 1st to the 7th, by the time it hits like the 7th, 8th, it's already below 500 players. And by the looks of it, by the time you get to the 24th, you're already at 250. So literally, yeah, not even a full-blown month in. And then it just obviously died. They killed it. so fast.
It's just insane. But I thought it was interesting how some of these corpo journalists like Jason Schreier, who were shilling for Concord, if I recall, and shilling for Veilguard and games like that, DI slop games. Well, he was really running with the memes of HIGHGUARD being Concord too. And again, they were funny memes, but it felt disingenuous coming from that dude. It felt like corpo journalists were trying to like make people forget just how bad Concord is, or was, I should say.
Or it could be this. They might be trying to make it look, they might be trying to get people to forget how much they shilled for Concord, and they're trying to seem like all hip and cool. Like insert Steve Buscemi, hello my fellow youths image here, which I'm not gonna do. That's too much editing work.
Really didn't like people criticizing the very obvious DI aspects for that game, and while Concord certainly had a vast number of issues, not just the DI aspects, they were certainly a factor.
Yeah.
And like these people that are all for that, trying to make us forget how bad Concord was. I'm just
bro, you in a game, in a not even in a game, in a genre where people always want the smallest hitbox, so that way they don't get shot as frequently or as easily, you're gonna make a character as big as can be with the biggest hitbox. And you're gonna expect people to be okay with that. Like, mind you, yes, there are tanks, but it's like, I don't think Concord was even, like, I think Concord didn't even have roles. I think it just had the characters with abilities.
saying like I'm not falling for that, but enough about Concord. Let's move on to HIGHGUARD, because there's still a lot to talk about now. Here's a
but like okay, and I know people are gonna be like, oh, well, there's examples in other games of like people who are big and whatnot. Just look at like stuff like Apex. You have Gibby, who's a big chap, and you have the two that come to mind from Apex are Gibby and Caustic. Those are the two big chaps. But here's the caveat to that. Gibby has a shield. He has two shields. He has the dome, the bubble, which is a shield, and he has his own little ADS shield. Caustic has his gas traps. Not to mention they have the fortified, which means they have extra health to compensate. Or they aren't slow. They have extra something to compensate for the fact that they're bigger. So it's like, there goes that argument, because I don't think that character had anything like that. They were just fucking fat, morbidly obese, for the sake of being morbidly obese. At least Gibraltar's excuse is he's fucking Samoan.
Very quick list of pros and cons I've seen people making about this game. So some of the stuff people like is the sound design. They say that the sound effects too are like okay. They like that it's free to play, but in my opinion, there's much better free to play games out there anyways. And then they like that the game is only 21 gigabytes. That's it for the pros.
That's it.
Cons, people are saying stuff like the map is too big for 3v3.
Yeah,
the whole thing is generic and boring.
That's something I saw. It was the map. The main complaint I saw was the maps. The maps are too big for like a 3v3 game.
And no one asked for this or wants it. The whole thing is too repetitive. People don't like the graphics, and they say the optimization is terrible.
I have an issue when people complain about shit being repetitive. Because at the end of the day, all popular multiplayer games are repetitive. This fucking game right here that Hirohei is playing, Marvel Rivals, is repetitive as shit. The only difference is you have a variety of characters to choose from with different abilities to keep it entertaining. But at the end of the day, the gameplay, the core gameplay is all repetitive. It's the same thing. It's either take a point and hold it for long enough, or escort a payload. Or a mix of both, take a point, then escort a payload. Okay? It's usually those three. So, don't even with, oh my god, the gameplay's repetitive. Because Call of Duty's repetitive. Battlefield's repetitive. Every shooter out there is a repetitive game. No matter what. So the whole argument of, oh, this is repetitive, which is why I don't like it. It's like, okay, then you just don't like video games in general. if that's the case, because video games are inherently repetitive. That's what they're there for. That's what replayability means, if you ask me, how repetitive you can play the game.
That the maps are boring, the weapons are boring, the gameplay and movement is worse than other similar games like Apex, that the characters are bland.
Ooh, I will say this. If you're saying the movement is worse than Apex, then, oh man, dude. That's a yikes. And that's gonna, I've played a lot of Apex, trust me. All right, I was a Caustic main back in the day when he came out. Then I became a Revenant main when Revenant came out. Oh my god, it was so fucking fun. And they reworked him, and I was like, why?
And throughout all the streams I went to,
Yeah.
it seems like people in the chats unanimously all thought this game was pretty dang boring to watch. They didn't enjoy watching this game. Now, with all that context, let's take a look at what streamers...
Like, Minecraft's repetitive and boring as shit. Like, bro, Jeff's doing hardcore Minecraft right now. Do you know how repetitive that is? Die, start over, have to start from square one, die, start out, like, bro.
are saying about this game from their experience playing it today. Starting with Tim the Tap Man, who was playing with a friend of his, so they had 2 people in his team, and then the third one was a random fill for the lobby, because these games, by the way, are 3v3 only so far.
Oh, that's
they get this random
gay
person who joins their game on their team.
Dude, not gonna lie, that's pretty gay. Forcing the 3v3 with the large maps, it's stupid. It's stupid, not gonna lie. The map should be smaller. What a freeze frame. Look at all that ass. But yeah, the map, I agree, should be smaller. I haven't played it, but I'm like, if it's 3v3, maps should be small. They should be like Nuketown level size for like 3v3 maps. Once you start doing more players than 3v3, like I'd say 3v3 and 4v4, you keep them Nuketown level size, maybe a little bit bigger, a smidgen wider. But in terms of like going past that, like the 5v5, the 6v6 onward, I say yes, you can keep the current maps.
And this guy,
because there's enough players to split up and like cover shit.
Thought that game was so boring that he actually quit mid-match and apparently just like uninstalled.
Who, Tim?
How does that make sense?
I saw it locked and then you died, and now
Yeah,
me
so
and this
dumb.
other guy
Now
have
you're
to
in a
stop the
2v3.
shield
Hey
breaker.
guys, I'm sorry. This game is very, very boring. I'm gonna leave.
Oh, he's gonna leave.
Our random?
Yeah.
Oh, you're gonna leave?
Bro,
Damn, that's sad. That's so sad. Imagine bro. Imagine. I'm assuming this is Ninja, as in Fortnite Ninja, blue hair Ninja. You know, fucking Ninja, laughing like a lunatic in H1 Ninja at a little kid. I'm assuming that's that Ninja. Like, imagine the game being so boring. You're playing with Ninja and Tim the Tap Man, and you're literally in open mic saying, guys, this is too boring. I need I'm gone. I'm leaving and I'm uninstalling. Dude. Oh my God. You know you need to make changes. You know you need to make changes when when the mere presence of content creators alone that are this big isn't enough to retain randoms in the game.
I don't know. This game is.
Look at that.
Bro played one game and he's out, dude. Yo.
Oh man, good thing this is free to play. Because can you imagine if this was, you had to pay for this, like Concord? If you had to pay for this, I feel like this would wholeheartedly be another Concord situation. Genuinely, like free to play was definitely the smart move for them.
He played one game and he's like, yeah, I'm good.
Bro, this
Doesn't
looks
seem like that
boring.
dude who was bored after one game was like, nah, go use my time for something else. It doesn't seem like that was a unique opinion. As mentioned, the player count has already gone from like 95k to 65k. That is not something they want to be seeing on launch day. Definitely.
Yeah, I mean, it's only a 3k dip from 90 to 60, but at the same time, or not a 3k, 30k, but at the same time, it's a 30k dip. So it's like I can understand. I can see both sides. I can see the side of like, well, you're still retaining over 60K plus players. You know, you really shouldn't be that worried. But again, that's 30K players in the span of what, a day that said, nah, I'm good. I can find something better to play. It's only a matter of time before another chunk of 30K says the same thing if they don't like start doing stuff. Especially with that review score, you know, that 18%.
Recording this video still too. By the time this is uploaded and you watch it, the player count might be even less. Not a great start, that's for sure.
It's about a check, but at the same time, it's like as of recording this, it's like midnight. So yeah, there's no real point checking in the dead of night.
And then just now I went to Boger's stream, and actually perfect timing because he had something to say about that dude leaving the game. He also gave his opinion on the game thus far, and yeah, it doesn't really seem like he's enjoying it all that much, to say the least.
I'm not done, bro. I still got another one in me. I got another one. I mean, I have 40 more minutes, so I might as well just play a bit. More gunplay and spamming abilities? Yeah, for sure. I mean, it reminds me of Apex. It's just Apex.
Oh, that's not good.
It's just Apex without the good stuff.
You know what's funny? I was about to say, this reminds me of Apex's 3v3 mode. Just like the look and design of all of it.
That's the thing. It's just Apex without
just
the
the look and the feel.
Like, what?
I can see. I haven't even touched it.
The gunplay is worse. The movement is worse. The items are worse. The weapons in Apex are so cool. Weapons in this game are so bland. I really like the weapons in Apex. Like, they all feel really unique.
Yeah, not gonna lie, the gun that Tim the Tatman had literally looked like a gun out of Star Wars. It looks like one of those blasters Han Solo uses.
And really cool to use. The guns here feel so bland.
Noted.
Yeah, you can do the same movement tech, I think.
Not enough players returning players to lobby.
Weapons are bland. Maps are bland, I feel like. There's nothing to do in the map except mine.
Yo, what's this art? Yo, I saw this image, and for a second, my brain went, did I just open Legends of Runeterra? And then my brain, for another split second, went, did he just open Legends of Runeterra? Then it went, no, this just looks like Legends of Runeterra. This literally looks like a Legends of Runeterra full art for a card.
Like, I don't know who was this game created for. Like, who do you make this game for? Right? Like, who do you play this game for? What's up, Kaiji? Like, who
I'm actually,
do you make this game for?
I need to see something. Hold up.
The Apex crowd, definitely not the hero shooters. The Apex crowd, Apex not playing this game. Like, who do you play this game for? Tim Tama and Ninja's team.
So from what I'm seeing, the developers and publishers, this is their first game on Steam. So I actually want to Google them real quick and see if they've actually worked on anything else. Paste and search. Wildlight Entertainment. Is there... Wait, what the fuck did that just say? Founder, CEO, Apex... Wait, what? Oh, you gotta be kidding me. This is the wild... Oh my... Come on, man. Okay, the Wildlight Entertainment, our team page, leadership, Dusty Welch, founder, CEO, Apex Legends, Guitar Hero, Call of Duty, and Titanfall. I'm assuming that's what they've worked on. Chad Grenier, a founder, studio head / game director. Okay, resume or portfolio rather. Apex Legends, Titanfall 1 and 2, Modern Warfare 2 OG, Modern Warfare OG, so the classics. So basically, Call of Duty 4 and the subsequent Modern Warfare that followed, and as well as Call of Duty 1 and 2. You have literally just nearly pure fucking Apex people here. Literally. Design and creative director, Apex. Head of studio culture and operations, Apex. VP product and publishing, Apex. It's like, bro, lead social and community manager, Blizzard, Destiny, Apex, and Overwatch 2. Oh lord. UI artist, Odyssey, PS5, and Batman. Just Batman, by the way. No specification of what Batman game, just Batman. Let's see, lead designer, Apex Legends. The project manager and producer only has Apex Legends. They don't have anything else. Let's see here, environment artist, Apex Legends. Oh my god, finally, the engineering program. Not a single thing about Apex. The VFX artist, also not a single thing about Apex. Oh shit, the visual effects worked on Taken King? Yo, alright, that's cool. Where the fuck does it look like shit? Bro, remember how dope Oryx looked? Come on, do better, my guy. Environment artist, Apex Legends, PVZ. Oh shit. Battle for Naperville. That's a and Garden Warfare. Oh damn, both. Those are two classics that died fairly quickly that I actually enjoyed. Concept outsource management, Valorant and Warframe. Disgusting Valorant. Game design, Supervive, Apex, and D2. Unannounced project for the concept artist. Let's see. Literally just so much Apex. Oh man. It's just oh shit. They got a Concord person here. Oh, actually, oh god, now I'm gonna control F. See here, Concord. Two people from Concord. The outsourced producer worked on Concord and Smite. Oh god, no wonder. They were also part of Zootopia, Big Hero 6, and Raya and the Last Dragon. So you got two people who worked on Concord here. The gameplay engineer and the outsourced producer. So for anyone here who's like, if you've stuck around for this much of a yapping session for a 18-minute video, the reason why the gameplay feels like such shit is because the gameplay engineer is literally one of the people who worked on Concord. That's why. Wow. Yeah.
I want to quit HIGHGUARD after not playing a full game.
So the reason why he is okay, so to answer homeboy right here, the reason why it just feels like shitty Apex is because at the end of the day, this is exactly that. This is shitty Apex Legends.
Bro, I don't blame him.
Why does she have this fucking orb sticking out of her chest?
I don't blame them. What did I not play? I didn't play this.
It sounds like that comment may have actually been about Tim the Tap Man, not that random that they got matched with anyways, who also quit the game. That comment made it sound like Tim also wanted to quit the game.
Oh shit. Please no legs. Please no, don't cramp. But I'm like, bro, I will never understand this about the fucking gaming community when it comes to the streamers. Why do you need to throw shade at other streamers for quitting a game after just one match and then not enjoying it? Why do you need to like just like ridicule that or be like, oh, I'm not gonna be like X person. I'm gonna or subtle be like, you know what? I at least have one more match in me. It's like, bro, that just seems petty as fuck, and it just makes you seem like a loser. If I'm gonna be real, it's like, bro. I'm sure there's games that you have played in the past where you played one match, or not even that, just 10 minutes of gameplay, and you were like, nah, I'm good, and stopped playing. I'm sure for a fact that everyone on this planet who plays video games has had one video game that's like that. at least one in their lifetime on this earth where they played it, whether it's a multiplayer game, they played one match of multiplayer and were like, nah, I'm good, and uninstalled it, or they played 5 to 10 minutes and were like, nah, I'm good, and uninstalled it. I know I've had games like that. Hollow Knight is a perfect example. I played a bit of Hollow Knight, didn't like the combat and whatnot, and I uninstalled it, you know, after like, I don't even know. I'll fucking check right now, actually. I'll check how many minutes I had on Hollow Knight before I stopped. Nope. Hollow Knight, let's see. I played it for a total, yeah, literally 12 minutes. I played it for a total of 12 minutes and I was like, yeah, this isn't for me. And I uninstalled it. But guess what? I like the developers so much. I like Team Cherry so much. I bought Silksong, even though I probably know I'm not going to play it. Probably not going to touch it. It's installed, but I probably won't touch it. Probably won't boot it up. Why? Because it's the same as Hollow Knight. And I didn't enjoy the Hollow Knight mechanic. So it's like, or the combat. So it's like, I know that I'm not going to enjoy it. But at the same time, there's nothing wrong with that. So for someone to be like, oh my God, you didn't enjoy this and I 100%ed it, what's wrong with it? It's like, bro, people enjoy different things, you know? Not everyone's gonna like Uma Musume. Not everyone plays Clash of Clans when they're on the toilet, you know? Not everyone's gonna want to play an extra match of a game they're not enjoying. And c'est la vie, you know?
Game. That could be the case. As mentioned, I haven't spent that much time on these streams. You know, I'm trying to get as much info as I can, as quickly as I can here for this video to come out today. But yeah, you know, wouldn't surprise me from what I've been seeing if that's also the case. That takes us to Doki Bird's first impressions.
Oh no.
Is it overwhelmingly negative? Cause like, I think it's because like it's not a solo queue experience. I can tell why it's negative just because it's not a solo queue experience. It's only for like, because like if you look at other Apex, you can solo queue it because there's like a lot of movement tech you can do. Because it's like, if it's like Siege.
Oh, I see what she means by solo queue. Okay. I thought when she said solo queue, I thought she meant like go in by yourself and like be filled up. No. Okay. I see what she means. Like actually play that shit solo. Like the 1v3. Okay, I get it. Like booting up like trios and going in by yourself and whatnot and just shitting on like trios as a solo is I think what she's talking about.
And it's more fun when you're like in a team or if you're stacking it and stuff. Oh, it's kicking people out and time to get into servers. Also that too, yeah.
Bro, it's kicking. Oh my. Your game is already doing poorly and there's server issue. This is what pisses me off, man. It's 2026. How do we still have server issues on launch in 2026? I feel like this is something we should have left literally in 2010. Not gonna lie. Like, I don't even think Dark Souls had server issues. Like, this is what annoys me. It's like, bro, how is it that games bad? Like, I remember when server issues meant there were so many players flooding that shit that the servers couldn't handle it because it's in the millions. Or in the 100, like above 500K, I'd say. You know, kind of like what happened with Silksong and the stores, the Steam store, the Nintendo store, and I think it was the PlayStation store. All the stores, it crashed. Why? Because that many people flooded to buy that game to the point where they didn't even realize how that was going to be that many people. They had expected it to be a lot, but boy, did they drastically underestimate those numbers. I feel like those are the only exceptions to servers crashing. I feel like you should your servers on release should be able to preemptively handle at least 500K players all booting up at the same time without queues and crashes or anything like that. I feel like once you hit past that, it's totally excusable, you know, because you compensated for already a large number of people, you know. Because I feel like 500K is reasonable for the fact of time zones, okay? not the entire world won't be up just to play the game on release. You know, there are gonna be some people who prioritize other things. They'll be like, I could play the fucking game later.
People are still queuing, so it's expected.
Wait, what are the
Yeah,
modes?
so, yeah.
Okay, so you have wait, what the fuck? Oh, you literally only have the 3v3 and the firing range. Okay, no ranked. So it's okay, so you literally have casuals, a practice, and ranked that's coming soon. I hope they do something about the game first before releasing ranked.
People are still queuing, so it's expected. But like, I wouldn't say it's like bad. I wouldn't say this is a bad game. I think if it's maybe if it's like 3v3v3, maybe it'd be better. But like,
If you're gonna do that, you might as well just do the 6v6 instead. If you're just gonna do 3v3v3, or instead just do 4. I feel like 4s or not. And when I say 4s, I don't mean like a quads. I mean like 4 teams of 3s. I feel like that would be better, in my opinion, more well-rounded and whatnot, as opposed to the 3s.
3v3 seems too compact for such a big ass map. It felt
Yeah.
like I was like in the trailer. It felt like I was gonna play with like more people. The footsteps are. It's very esporty. I will say this can have an esport game. It can get like.
Yeah, but you. Okay, well, here's the issue. If you're okay, well, here's the thing about that is at the end of the day, if you have something like that, don't expect your game to succeed with the casual player base. Don't bitch and moan that, you know, people aren't playing your game. Don't complain that your esports scene now has to shut down later on because the game isn't being played, because, you know, you opted to focus more on the esports scene. We've seen it happen time and time again with other games, you know, where the esports scene just dies because, you know, they focus too much on the esports and not actually retaining a casual player base.
Intense esport wise, because Rainbow Six Siege,
Like that's what happened. Is she about to say that's what happened with Siege?
even though like the casuals don't play, it's not a casual game. I think this is not.
No. 6 Siege stopped being casual when they swapped it from alternating rounds to you do 6 as defense, then you do 6 as offense. When they switched it to that, they stopped being casual and they went straight up full-blown esports. But the issue is you already had Siege already, what, 10 years in the making before that? Or 6? So that already had its foundation. This doesn't. This doesn't have a foundation at all. It's fresh. So if they're going to start immediately fresh, just forsaking the casual player base to try to push a more esports scene, it's like you're just asking for your game to die.
Casual coded. I think that's the biggest problem.
Like, just look at Apex. Apex followed the route of we're going to listen to the pros and not the casuals, and all the casuals just dipped. They stopped enjoying the game because they knew that the developers weren't even listening to them. They were just listening to the pros, and that shit just got stale and boring for the casual player.
This game is not casual coded for people.
I am a keeper of trees.
I think. Yeah, it doesn't feel casual for casuals. It feels like it's more so like for the hardcore gamers, like the competitive.
Yeah, and that's the issue, is that the casual players outnumber the competitive players 10-1. Okay, there will always be more casual players than there are competitive ranked players that can like go to esports and all that. Why? Because not everyone wants to do that. Not everyone has the time of day to grind for that. And some people just, they're just too old for that now, you know? Like that's behind them. Some people just literally get on the game just to like, you know, game and whatnot, just to like relax and chill.
Gamers, the rank for this might thrive. I think rank wise, this game can thrive, and it's more like more for more competitive stuff. But
I feel like this game is gonna see the Smite treatment, in my opinion, where the rank scene is more, where the rank scene is the priority, but the casual side will be just as sweaty, if not sweatier.
not for the casuals.
And then that takes us to Flats. This is interesting because I caught Flats' opinion about, I think, one game into it, and then I went back to him just now, and here's his opinions after the day of streaming. The day being, you know, really this first half of the day, but you know my point, for his stream, right? So his opinion seems to have gotten worse the more he plays, spoiler alert.
Okay.
That sucks.
He did say be right back. Okay. Yeah, I played one match too. I didn't think it was bad. I didn't think it was bad at all, but I wasn't blown away with the first game.
As mentioned, he went on to play more games, and as the stream ended, he had this to say.
I'm sorry. I can't. I'm gonna lose my fucking mind. All right, well, hey, Fitzy, it was good seeing you. I haven't seen you forever. I hope you've been good though. But I'm gonna hop off. So, all right.
Okay.
I'll see you guys later. Bye.
GG's. Bye.
All right, Chad. Dude, I listen. I genuinely listen. I'm the type of person who always will give a game a good shot. And in the beginning of the stream, before the game even came out, I was telling people like, bro, stop spamming. This game's gonna be dead on arrival. Stop spamming. This game is dog shit. Stop spamming. Whatever. We haven't even downloaded the game, dude. Like, don't do that. It's stupid.
I'm actually curious. I'm curious because this video was uploaded like a day ago, so I am late to this. But I do want to see these nummies for for this game. What's it called? Fucking HIGHGUARD. Oh, it's literally popular today. HIGHGUARD. Shit. It's at 70. Okay, granted. Okay, so the 24-hour peak was 19K. The players right now, like I said, it's midnight, so it's 7.3K. But the peak was 19 in the past 24 hours. Oh man, dude, I will say this, just the dip, man, is just insane. Like, it started at 93, hit 97, then it just dips. Now it's like okay, so from the looks of it, from its release on Monday to now, it looks like it might stabilize around 10K players, I want to say. Between 10 to 15 players might be its concurrent player base, I want to say. But yeah, in terms of this potentially being another Concord, I would not put it past the devs to say, all right, you know what, we tried, it clearly failed. They could obviously try to save it, you know, immediately rewrite the formula, start going into overdrive to like change shit, add more players, you know, do a whole bunch of stuff, you know, completely just rework the game. But I feel like they need to do that, like literally, like they need to, I feel like that needs to be within the next 2 days of a patch. They just immediately like release like a smaller maps. They make the maps smaller. They immediately increase the player size and whatnot for the bigger maps. Like, they need to do something if they want to save this game.
And then after like 5 games, man, I'm good. I'm actually all set on that. If you want to know why, I think the way I think on this, I'll summarize it here. One, there's obviously the server issues, but like that happens on a day one. Two, there's only 8 characters, but like they don't really have like a soul. There's like 1 or 2 characters that look interesting. Gunplay actually feels really good, but the problem is the team fights feel shit. So the gunplay doesn't even get a chance to shine. It doesn't. Like,
Bad.
like the hit detection feels bad. The UE5 just feels horrible. The optimization feels bad. If you play on anything.
Okay. I would say take out the UE5 critique, because UE5 as a whole is just unstable from what I remember. I don't know if it's stabilized a whole lot more, but from what I remember, UE5 is uncharted territory in terms of everyone developing video games, because it's just a entirely new engine. So I wouldn't really, I don't like the whole, the UE5 is terrible, you know, Unreal Engine 5, it just feels terrible, because like it's Unreal Engine 5, you know, we're all still, every developer, not, I don't say us all, every developer right now is still trying to figure out what the hell they can and can't do with UE5. So I don't really like the UE5 argument, or the UE5 critiques, because it's like, that's not really something the developers can do much about.
Other than high settings, the game looks horrible. But if you play on high settings, your frame rate's not good. If you have uncapped frame rate, the game lags. So you have to have a capped frame rate.
Oh, that
if you change
sucks.
Settings in the settings menu, they don't.
Oh, don't tell me you have to do that stupid thing where you have to close the game and reopen it for the settings to apply. That's so dumb, especially in this modern day and age.
Save unless you hit accept, and it doesn't tell you like, oh, you forgot to accept. Like hit that. There's no warning. You can't type.
Oh, that sucks.
Sensitivities. You can't, for some reason we couldn't.
How can you not type in sensitivities on a PC game? I don't know if it released on other platforms, but how can you not type in sensitivity on PC? That's dumb.
Couldn't get Boger to play. Like literally NA to EU just doesn't work right now.
That sucks.
In game, we had one really fucking sweaty game, and it was actually pretty decent. I could see the vision, but I feel like this is a lesson of like learning, like be good at one thing. Don't try to be Overwatch, Valorant, COD, Apex, Realm Royale, all these things in one. The one shining thing I really did like.
I mean, it doesn't help when literally their entire development team has a portfolio like that is just a mix of a whole bunch of random shit.
Was the mount battle. The mount battle actually felt really clean. Like the gun bouncing a lot. Obviously, it was like you're not gonna have perfect accuracy while you're riding a fucking animal. But
well, you do have some high res people here, and what's that one high res game that they made? The one that like is the one that was supposed to be like the dude that game had so much potential. I forgot what it's called. Let's see, high res. Hi-Res Studios. What games are they in charge of? It's not Smite. About? Oh, you're annoying. I hate that their website is useless. Okay, Paladins. They do have some high risk people there, so they could, because I know Paladins has like a really good mount mechanic. I know that people love the Paladins mount mechanic from what I've seen, you know. So they could have implemented that.
they felt good.
That's probably why. If I had to guess,
To try it again, maybe. But dude, this is that at the end. Like I know you might say skill issue, like genuinely, and I don't blame you for saying skill issue. But there's a couple of those shots at the end. I'm not joking. I clicked, and then a half second later, my bullet would come out. So like, I would flick onto someone, and then you'd see me flick away, and the bullet goes off. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, hello? Like I'm
yeah, that doesn't sound right. That sounds annoying.
a flick aimer. Like you click across, like you flick by them and click at the right time, and it was just so delayed. So and I don't know. That's why it felt so shit. Some people said it was because I alt tabbed out, but it's like I think the game just needed more time in the oven. There needed to be a play test. Like I understand
Probably a beta as well. I mean, it's free to play. They could have easily released the beta.
Understand the route of like wanting to just hot drop the game and let people form their own opinion. I like in some way actually kind of respect that. So like you're not annihilated by like the gaming vultures who just want to use your game as like a hit piece. But now it's actually gonna be a hit piece. Like people are gonna say like it's Concord 2 because even though I don't think it deserves the title of Concord 2, it just needed way more time in the oven. And I think it could have been really good. It could have, but it's just not there at the moment. It's not there, unfortunately. It is what it is. But I gave it a good shot, and I appreciate you guys for being here. Thanks for spending your time. I hope you guys enjoyed being here because I enjoyed having you. That said, I gave it a good shot, guys. I gave it a good shot. I don't think they can fix all of those problems in a week. And like I think they would need to fix all of those in a week for people to stay.
Yeah.
So
it's funny. He's being generous and giving them a week. I'm giving them two. Then there's me giving them 2 days. Like, you have 2 days to return with your answer. If not, it means war.
You know what I mean?
Then we've got Necros' opinion. Early on, he was also saying it was like, all right. He was kind of comparing it to Apex.
Isn't he the Spider-Man player?
Similarly, he just hated this game at that point. Seems like
nothing bad. I just think that's all I know him from as that Spider-Man player in Marvel Rivals, right?
By the way you made it sound.
Yeah, I mean, I think the game's alright, but I mean, it's not like... I just feels like shit Apex. It just feels like shit Apex. I don't know.
And then as
yeah, it is. Well, I'm not saying it is because well, I guess it could be applied to both. What I asked earlier, if it was the Spider-Man player, and to the thing, and I'm like, it is. And I already told you why it feels like shit Apex. Because literally 90% of the dev team is literally former Apex devs. So yeah, of course it feels like shitty Apex because it literally is shitty Apex.
And that takes us to his final opinion in this next clip.
HIGHGUARD.
Yeah, even worse. Hello?
Whoa. What do you mean? We're not even sponsored. Yeah, we don't even have to talk nice. Yo, this game runs like shit. This game is fucking garbage. This will literally last like fucking maybe 2 days if it's lucky. 2 days if it's fucking lucky, bro. This game is cooked. Everyone already hates it and it didn't even fucking release, bro.
All right, I get shitting on a game for the memes, but it's like, okay. All right, enough shitting on the game. What's your solutions then, buddy? I hope he says some solutions. You know, puts me in my fucking place right here for saying this. You know, but what are your solutions exactly other than it's just shitty game? Because realistically, you as a streamer should be saying it's shit because of this. Here's how to fix it. That's what realistically every one of these streamers should be doing. They should be giving these developers, the formula to make this successful. Be like, hey, if you do this and this and this, it might be better. The player base might like it more, Like, give suggestions. Because at the end of the day, if you give suggestions, you can at least say, hey, I tried to make the game work. I have proof. Here's my stream. Here are the timestamps of me saying how they can improve it. The devs just didn't want to take any of that advice. Okay, that's how I see you should. When it comes to like criticizing a game, you shouldn't just shit on it just for the sake of shitting on it because it's bad. You should at least have some. You should at least be able to articulate some way to make it better. Whether it's making the map smaller, increasing the party size, rebalancing some of the characters so that way their abilities are more interesting, rework some of the characters. I mean, the game is brand new to the point where if you completely rework the game, I think people just wouldn't care and they'd be happy that they now have a better product,
It's just, I mean, okay, it kind of has like aura and hype moments, but like that's all there is to it. You know what I mean? There's just aura and hype moments, bro. That's all. It's just like it's just boring. It's just fucking boring, bro. And it's so empty. And then it's just shit. It's a fucking disaster, bro.
We'll close with some of the top reviews on Steam. They're negative, but by top I mean they've got a bunch of.
Let's see here. They're saying that based off the size of the maps, 5v5 and 6v6 would be better. That's literally what I said. Or you can do 3v3v3v3, the 4-man instead of the 4 teams instead of the 3 teams, like Doki said. No.
Awards, and they're at the top of the list quite literally. All right, so we've got this one that says 3v3 is not the right format for this game. The maps in this game are way too big for 3v3.
1.6 hours recorded, by the way.
The size would fit better for 5v5 or 6.
I'm going to point out the hours just so that way you could formulate your own opinions on these reviews based off the hours. My opinion on the reviews is the game is new enough to where the reviews, where if they're like this is a valid critique, a valid review. There are some games, in my opinion, where it's like, okay, you have like an hour playtime, but like the gameplay you can last you for like 3 hours and you can be entertained, you know, alone. And you've only played it for like half an hour to like an hour. I'm like, yeah, I'll take your with like a grain of salt. But this is like a new, this game just released. So all this is like, I say any time that is above half an hour, I'd say is a valid review.
6. The guns feel
not someone just jumping in on the bandwagon. Is what I mean, I guess.
Nice to shoot, but feel uninspired. Audio is weird because people sound like they're above you when they're actually in front of you, and vice versa. This game needs serious work
I don't like that.
in order to be what it was hyped up to be.
You might as well wear your headphones backwards.
We've got this one that says, HIGHGUARD is a Frankenstein monster nobody asked for. If you were to toss Overwatch 2, Apex Legends, Valorant, Rainbow Six Siege, and any generic survival shooter into a pot,
you wanna know why you got all this? Because it's literally the resumes of all these people that I worked on this game. They literally worked on every single one of these games. I think except R6. I think R6 was the only one that I didn't see, but I sure as hell saw a lot of Apex. I know I saw Overwatch 2. Hell, I saw Concord. You know I saw Overwatch 2 if I saw Concord. And I saw Valorant. So yeah, of course it feels like a melding, a literal melding pot of all these games. It's because it's literally the development team is a development team that is a melding pot of different people, different developers from these games. You know?
But specifically only the worst parts about them. You'd get
That's wild.
Dang. Wildlight Entertainment wants you to believe this is a genre-defining PvP raid shooter, at least in their words. In reality, I think
this is supposed to be a raid shooter.
It's a confused, identity-less amalgamation of the last decade's most popular shooters sewn together.
Yo. Did we just... The way he's saying this, I just thought in my head, are we about to get the first trans video game? Are we about to get the first trans video game that identifies as a genre-defining PvP raid shooter? Is that what the Concord devs are gonna say? Or not the... Is that what the HIGHGUARD devs are gonna say? Oh, our game identifies as a PvP raid shooter that's quite successful, actually.
Without understanding the soul of any of them, it is a game that answers a question nobody asked. What if we took the most frustrating parts of battle royales, tactical and survival shooters, and forced them into a hero shooter? You get this trash game, honestly speaking, they say, and they go on to define that even further, much further. Well, we're not going to read all that. We get the point. Yeah, you know, they don't like the game.
Literally hitting it with it. I ain't going to read all that, fam.
Let's take a look at like 1 or 2 more here really quick. After 3 matches, I'm done. The structure of the game is just weird. The defensive stage doesn't make any sense when all the relevant walls have doors and can be blown up anyway.
Okay, I see some positive ones, so I want to skip to the positive ones. This entire video has been pure negativeness, so let's see what some people say is positive.
Look at this. Our 2 positive ones. We'll end with these 2. Besides, that's only 3v3, and the FPS are rather met on launch. I think this might be able to be a great game, but since no one will ever see this review anyways, honestly, at least my thighs are massive and very jiggly. Okay, yeah, sure. Upon completing my first game, I turned off my PC and went outside. The first time in 5 months. Thank you, HIGHGUARD, for giving me that experience. Truly one of the games of this year.
Yo, a video game actually made an individual go touch grass. That's insane. By the way, if y'all want to go and talk to Miss Thunder Thighs over now.
So that was actually a negative review in disguise, but that's pretty funny.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Yeah, okay, I think y'all get the gist of it. The game didn't do that well. A lot of people aren't happy with it. there's room for improvement. I'll give it that, but they need to improve drastically, very quickly. Like they don't got time to spare. They need, if they want to save this game, if they don't want this game to be Concord 2.0, they need to get on. They need to get on it real quick. But yeah, if you enjoyed the video, like, comment, subscribe, and all that YouTube jazz, I'll catch you on the next one later.